Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Night Legacy presented by Spellhold Games. My name is Eugene. Let's get right to it. This is round 4 of the evening. We have Michael on lands and Jack on storm ad nauseum tendrils. And each of these players have gone undefeated for the evening, so it'll be interesting to watch them square off. A Mox Diamond and a Thespian Stage into a Sphere of Resistance from Michael. That's going to be really tough for Jack, as he is trying to combo off to play his Tendrils of Agony card that will win him the game. Each card now costs one more to cast for the entirety of the round as long as Sphere of Resistance is on the battlefield. Exploration allows Michael to play extra lands. It looks like Jack has played 3 fetch lands. Oh, no, my mistake. That was an Underground Sea, and the Wasteland takes care of that. He floated the mana, though, so we're going to see what Jack goes and gets out of his deck for 3 mana. So it's going to be a 2 mana spell, whatever it is, since Sphere of Resistance is on field. Sphere of Resistance making everybody's life hard, especially the combo player, since they want to play so many 0 mana spells, and they now all cost 1. So it makes it a lot harder to combo off and play 20 spells in a turn. Ooh, a Burning Wish. This is going to get something from his sideboard, an instant or a sorcery. Looks like Jack's grabbing a Chain of Smog. That's very interesting. Chain of Smog, of course, pairs with the Witherbloom Apprentice, allowing Chain of Smog to be copied infinitely, while the Witherbloom Apprentice, when each spell is either cast or copied, will drain the opponent for 1 and have you gain 1 life. So you just target yourself with the Chain of Smog 20 times, and that'll do it. But it looks like that was too overwhelming of a presence on Michael's side, and Jack picked it up. So we are now in game 2. 1 game to Michael. All right, starting the game off with a Misty Rainforest into an unknown fetch land. I'm sure we'll know in just a second here. Once again, I say this once for each of these rounds, but I apologize for the horrible glare on the bottom side of the table. We were playing under a fluorescent light, and we're not able to change it for the evening, but it'll be better next week. We're going to have a different setup. All right, a fully resolved Ponder on Jack's side passes it back. Looks like it's Wasteland into Mox Diamond, pitch Thespian Stage, blow up that volcanic island. And then it's a pass on Michael's side. Jack thinking about his land that he's played here. Think it might be a fetch land. I'm not entirely certain. Well, he's pulling out some dice. Typically on the combo side, I think he's doing some math in his head, trying to see if he can in fact go off this turn. Counting his graveyard for a second there. Usually points to a Cabal Ritual in hand. And okay, here we go. Starting with a Lotus Petal. Storm count 1. He's going to pull out the Wizard. The Wizard's on the far left side, and then it's a mountain, a swamp, and an island. This indicates how much mana he has. That was very helpful. So he goes and gets an undeterminate dual land of some sort. And still thinking about it. Okay, we're going to play Dark Ritual. That's 2 spells for the turn. 3 black mana floating. Quick cursory look at his hand. It looks like he has Infernal Tutor. Okay, he's going to be casting that. This allows you to go get any card in your hand, unless you have no cards in hand, and then it allows you to go and get any card in your deck. So Jack has revealed Cabal Ritual here, grabbing another Cabal Ritual. That's going to net him quite a bit of mana. Looks like there's 6 cards in grave. Cabal Ritual is a bad Dark Ritual until you have 7 cards in the grave, and then it's fantastic. 2 mana for 5 mana, netting you 3. So 2 Cabal Rituals. I believe that's a total of 8 mana for 2 mana spent, so up 6 mana. And that's a Burning Wish as the final card in his hand. And we actually saw Jack do this earlier tonight. I believe that's a Peer into the Depths. This is going to draw him half of his deck and make him lose half of his life. And I believe it is 24 cards. Looks like the storm count is on 7. So as long as he hits a Past in Flames, I think he's good to go. Still counting out all the cards. This often happens with the... Well, I don't see Peer into the Depths played all that often, but when you're drawing 22 cards, it takes a little while sometimes. Okay, seeing a Chain of Smog, seeing I believe that's the Past in Flames right there. Casting some 0 mana artifacts, some Lotus Petals coming down, free mana and free Storm Count. Have the big die now for the Storm Count. Casting a Dark Ritual. I think there's a little bit of confusion on the table of which die should be used for what. So up to 11 Storm Count. Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. And have to think about it for a second. Looking around. I mean, he's already at 13 Storm Count, so if he has the Tendrils of Agony in that 24, then up there it is. So just cast it, you're done. I believe with that cast, that makes for 14 spells, so that's 28 damage. That'll wrap up round 2, and here we are in round 3. The Michael getting the play there. It looks like it's Exploration, and I believe there was a misunderstanding with this Pithing Needle on what it could effectively name. I believe that he called for Lotus Petal, but it was made clear that mana abilities could not be turned off by Pithing Needle, and the sacrifice mechanic on Lotus Petal is indeed a mana source, and so the other card that was eventually named is Misty Rainforest. Getting an Ancient Tomb with a crop rotation, pitching the Grove of the Burn Willows. This takes him off of colored mana, but that 2 mana must be important, or I don't believe he'd be doing this on a main phase. Yes, here's a little... You saw the point to the Pithing Needle, trying to clear up what it's actually naming and what it can name. Well, to be fair, it can name Lotus Petal, so if you're sitting across from somebody who names Lotus Petal in a large tournament, just let them do it. Ah, yes, a Sphere of Resistance. We saw this in Game 1. This is going to make everything harder for Jack. All right, that's going to be a 1 Tropical Island and a pass. The only thing he could possibly play here is Lotus Petal or Lion's Eye Diamond, and I don't think that that's really what he wants to be doing right now. Pass back to Michael. Michael can play 2 lands in a turn, but he only played 1. Well, he played the Wasteland and the Grove. He pitches a Bojuka Bog for a Mox Diamond so that he could cast it. So it seems like Michael's in kind of a tough spot, but not nearly as tough as Jack. Didn't have a second land drop. And, oh boy, a Life from the Loam gets the Wasteland, which destroys Jack's only other land. So the only permanent Jack has in play is a Lotus Petal. Not particularly helpful. Michael going to town with this Ancient Tomb. He's already down to 12 with it, but it doesn't seem to matter as he's got all sorts of utility with these different lands. Ghost Quarter being able to blow up any land, including a basic, so even if Jack goes and finds a basic, Ghost Quarter can still blow it up. Hopefully he has another basic in his deck, or else it's just as good as Wasteland. Grabbing back Wasteland and Thespian Stage. So pretty much the only thing that Michael needs to close out the game here is a win condition. Now, something that's very interesting about the lands deck is that companion sitting over in the corner there, that's Kaheera, and its only requirement is that you do not have, or that every creature in your deck is of the types that Kaheera specifies. I can't remember what they are. There's a bunch of them, including cat and I think elemental, things like that. But because lands does not actually run any creatures, it qualifies it for that. So they can run Kaheera as an emergency win condition. So last turn there, you saw Michael put Kaheera in his hand and then play it. This is a 3-2 with Vigilance, so it will take a while, but if you're completely locked out of the game, it is a win condition. All right, and Jack's searching up for a Bayou that gets blown out. He gets to play the Lion's Eye Diamond, so he's got access to 4 mana. Now, Yeskahira does have Vigilance, so it does not tap while attacking. And a second Sphere of Resistance, that's going to lock out any other... that's game. Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and I hope you had a good time. I know I did, and I will see you next week. Thank you.